that takes us to golden rule number 4, which is always use rollie grabbers. Okay, what I mean by rollie grabbers are, this year, probably a pretty obvious example would be most teams had an intake that composed of wheels close to the ground that you would then turn on, and then once the game piece hit the note, or once the game piece hit the roller, the note would go into the robot. We call this a continuous intake because it doesn't require any very specific timing from the driver and operator to make the function happen. The operator or the driver hits the intake button before you get to the note, and then the thing keeps going and going and going, and the second it makes contact, you've acquired it and you're on your way. This is the opposite of a non-continuous intake, which would be the example of like a claw or something else that requires specific timing to actuate and acquire the game piece. A great example of this is back in 2014. It was another year with really big exercise balls. Our robot that year had 2 rollie intakes on it that would spin, 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 and when they made contact with the ball, it would suck the ball up into the robot. Other teams had these big claws, kind of like the claws that you have in Toy Story, right, with all the aliens, and they're like the claw and it grabs them, right? It looked like that, but on the field. The problem with the big claw like that is when you're driving at this exercise ball at 20 feet per second, right, and you want to pick it up, and you have this claw open, the operator needs to decide when to close the claw. They run into the exercise ball, and then they're like, okay, I'm there, I'm going to actuate the claw, and by the time they get the claw actuated, the ball's already bounced off their robot and is 10 feet in front of them. So that's compared with a continuous intake where you just turn the wheels on 10 feet before you get to the ball, and the second you touch the exercise ball,